Previously on Trails Beyond the Horizon, Lapis almost prevented Van from trying a slice of Sacher Torte. The government decided to accelerate Project Startaker by sending an assault frame into space. Campanella called in 2 new enforcers to help Professor Novaris with something. In Old Town, Arkride Solutions discovered that someone was slandering the bathhouse in order to gatekeep it from unruly customers, and they had to decide on how the perpetrator should make it up to the bathhouse.
Let's do this.
This district's teeming with activity, just like always. It only gets more packed by the day with the economy hitting its stride. Well, obviously, a market's the first place you expect that to affect. Still, all this liveliness is sure to be drawing in people of all sorts. Yeah, might even be someone we know. Let's give the place a once-over. Now view connect events. I only have 2 points. Send gifts.
Hey there. How's business treating you?
And now for the latest news from our...
My dad's a classical painter, so when I told him my dream of becoming a cartoonist, well, he cut my allowance off. He probably thought that'd get me to give up and fall into line, but unfortunately for him, I'm not king around here. So instead I geared up every comic I've made so far and took them to a publishing company. Wow, it's incredible, Donatello. Not exactly, I basically got torn to shreds. The editor said point blank that my stories had all the appeal of watching paint dry. So I did concede that my art showed skill, if nothing else. Enough to hire me as an assistant for a popular comic artist, as a matter of fact. Hey, even that much on its own is impressive. It does let me earn some experiences and a paycheck at the same time, I guess. Still, working up close and personal with a pro really open the curtains on how far behind my abilities are. Which brings me to this, digging through dusty old books for whatever pointers they've got. Yeah, that tracks. Well, best of luck to you, Donatello. Digging through dusty old books for storytelling pointers, but I can't come up with anything that isn't just a ripoff of something better. Turns out putting together an interesting original concept is, man. Now I'm even blanking on synonyms for hard.
Fresh produce, straight from the farm.
Today I'm delivering another batch of my family farm's vegetables to Romaine's place. Our harvest this summer was a little lacking, but that's just how it is when you're dealing with Mother Nature.
Up on by and take a look.
Every last vegetable I carried this fall was sourced with my personal seal of approval. Some may not look so great, but so long as they're good on the inside, I price them accordingly. On the flip side, make it a point not to stock anything that all looks and no substance. In other news, I'm pleased to say that Lashkar is finally back up on his feet. My eyes are right to have seen something in the boy.
What can I do for you?
We've just finished running.
Up until now, I focused my efforts on crafting fresh, innovative clothing for my original brand. But I felt like people weren't really getting them on a conceptual level. So long story short, I pivoted my place to an original costume shop instead. Maid dresses, nurse scrubs, police uniforms. I've got costumes from every job I could think of. Sounds like your thing. Just let me know and I'll ring you right up. Maid dresses, nurse scrubs, police uniforms. I've got costumes from every job I can think of. Sounds like your thing. Just let me know and I'll ring you right up.
Anything strike your fancy?
We don't really need to buy rigid equipment right now, and these can really wait until later. Or never, because I'm too poor. What have we here? Sprig and his assistants are back in action again. This is just your run-of-the-mill hardware store, but I do stock weapons within legal limits, plus a few odd whisters of the underbelly variety. Anyhow, looking forward to your continued business, whichever sort of it you're after.
Want to take a look?
Recently, my husband and I caught the bug for a new type of tabletop activity. As usual, it was he who first brought it up, yet his skill of the game is very lacking. Granted, in this case, it's not so much a matter of winning or losing as it is about enjoying the journey. If anything, they may suit him even more than board games do. In other news, competition amongst idols seems to have grown quite fierce as of late. Funny considering how reluctant Whiffy's agency was to so much as release albums for them a while back. They were the torchbearers of the entire industry, and now we have a new pair of girls being pushed to the forefront. Adding an extra spark is all well and good, but frankly, something about it all feels a tad precarious to me.
Okay.
Our store sells more than just old books. We also carry music, records, and board games. The latter of which is my personal hobby. The hot new thing on that front is something called the tabletop RPGs. They're all the rage of the young folk these days. Naturally, we have those in stock too, over in the board game section. RPG, that stands for role-playing game, right? Yeah, there's the rulebook to guide you, but aside from that, everybody takes on roles and interacts with each other out loud. Together, they progress the story by making all kinds of choices within the narrative, with dice rolls thrown in for extra spice. you assume a different persona while playing. What sorts of games will they link up next? Though come to think of it, I may have overheard my classmates talking about these. Oh, it makes for quite the richly riveting experience. Perhaps you'd care to give one a go. I should note that they come in a variety of themes, the most popular of which are mystery, horror, and adventure set in the medieval ages.
Let's see.
And as for record side of things, we've finally begun carrying music from the Idol group with you. At first our agency fretted that sales would be low, but take it from me, they've got good traction. Here's the kicker though, that same agency is now going to town pushing a separate Idol group they manage. Sayla and Lua were the torchbearers of Idoldom, so to see them be taken so lightly really gets my goat.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
Soul Chef.
You're welcome back
Hey Makino, where should we go fishing next? I've got a scooter now, so I've started to think about traveling further out. I would be super jealous, but I've got a bike now. Let's go and find the best fishing spot we can. Oh, visitors, eh? Welcome. Oh, hey, it's Vance Group. Long time no see, everyone. Are you here to pick the Heibo Godrod back up? Nah, that ain't it. The Heibo Godrod? Isn't that the fishing rod we used before to catch a legendary fish at Durkheim Memorial Park? Not only that, it was said to have been used by General Atkinson himself. I thought that Kansa guy gave it to you outright. What's it doing here? He did, but I didn't feel like I should be keeping something so important. So I left it with these guys for the time being. Is that so? Anyway, I don't intend to take the rod back at the moment. Honestly, it's been a good long while since I've done any fishing at all. Got any gear you recommend for shaking off the rust? Oh, I've got just the thing. Produce store. Oh hey, this looks like a pretty well-made rod. What brand is... Wait, Strega? Aren't they a famous sneaker manufacturer from Le Mans State? I heard they'd gotten into making sports equipment a while back, but... I guess they've expanded further to fishing gear now too. Indeed, this is proof that fishing is starting to be recognized as a legitimate sport. Strega products make for especially great social media pics too, so I definitely recommend them. Sounds good to me. I'll take this one then. How much? No, we can't accept money from you, Van. Yeah, I mean, you entrusted us with the Heibo and all. Honestly, we should be paying you. Huh, well, there's no need to go that far, but I'll take you up on your kind offer. So also go ahead and put this Strega rod through its paces. This depends on my quest from the previous game. The rod, I'm mentioning the rod. New rods are equipped automatically and will immediately improve your fishing ability. Alt-A to switch to fishing mode. But I need to be able to scan the water for that to work. Now use shard search throughout the city. Pressing RS, you can examine objects in suspicious spots you normally can't see.
Now where?
Finally. Shannon and I bought Ouroboros scooters for ourselves recently. And I think of all the places the two of us can go now. All the new fishing holes we can discover. Strega rods are both stylish and comfy to use. That's what makes them so popular with beginners and girls our age lately. I count my blessings every time I take up the Heibo. It's finally starting to feel right in my hands too. Just watch, one of these days I'll master it and catch myself a bona fide guardian. Oh, it seems like you kids are coming into your own as anglers. Just remember that there are times when returning to a rookie perspective is key. If it's been a while since you last tossed a line, just use that rod there to get back in the groove. And of course, I'll field any questions you've got and tackle. Lucky thing we've got to know each other, eh? About the Heibo God Rod from a while back, I got a chance to hold it for a bit myself. The thing's got a unique flexibility to it, so hook a big one and you're bound to feel the impact of every tug on the line. That quality paves the way for gargantuan catches, albeit at the likely risk of snapping my back in two. Should be easier handling for Kyle and them though, so just leave the privilege to you younger folk. There's the top cat of Marche. Name's Tiger if memory serves. It certainly seems chipper today.
Step on up.
For the last year I've been studying the art of coffee making under an owner here, and not long ago I finally earned my stripes as a full-fledged barista. So from now on you can bring your brewing needs to either me or Mr. Ward. I scored pretty decently in math, but... oh damn it, history bites. How do they expect us to memorize so much? All you have to do is think of it like a story. It'll stick in your head a lot better that way. If anything's a lost cause, it's applied mathematics. Like, what does that even mean? Someone? Anyone? Whistle. Looks like the first years of self-grading your exams together. Save for the one girl just sketching away instead. That's Kisara for you. Oh, she's like graffiti artist who got brought over from Messeldem, huh? The one crashing at the second-hand repair shop in Old Town. She enrolled in RMS via special recommendation, as I recall. Seems she's acclimating just fine. You're not losing any sleep about this at all, are you, Kisara? I mean, my scores are above average. What more do I even need? You're a stupid brainiac. I was once convinced that coffee sun sweetener was an affront against all things good and holy. But Warren Elton opened my eyes to how delicious they can be when taken straight black. Now I'll make sure to enjoy a few sips of my drinks unadulterated before adding the milk and sugar.
Alrighty.
I've always been a torch and pitchfork purist for black coffee, but Warren Jumana opened my eyes to how delicious the cup can be with some milk and sugar. It's grown on me so much, in fact, that now I'll order a cafe latte every third visit or so. Waltham refused to compromise on where our beans are sourced and strive to pair every patron with a drink that suits their taste. Should you have questions or requests, please don't hesitate to speak to a barista. Or myself or Rami, our waitress, will be happy to accommodate you.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. Please stop by.
I may have to go to the Seiden dungeon before buying any more foods. Hey, look who it is. Thanks for dropping by. If you need help choosing, our fig canals have been a big seller this summer. They're sweet, juicy, refreshing. Try one and see for yourselves. Well, when you put it that way, what choice do I have? Just be sure to buy enough for everyone to share.
What's it gonna be?
Do you by chance know of a famous brand of alcohol called Tianfen Quan? It's a type of Eastern liquor known as Laojiu, yes? From a brewery that closed down after its owner passed some time ago. However, informed you. Come think of it, we dealt with some on one of our 4 species in Longport before. As you say, the producer of Tianfen Quan did permanently shut its doors. Hold up, formerly? You're saying it's made a comeback? I am. See, one of the original owner's relatives opened the brewery anew. Supposedly, they uncovered the original formula, with which they were able to fully reproduce the alcohol. Needless to say, I placed an order and it stocked up without a second's delay. If you're curious to try it, there's no better time. The elusive Tianfen Quan has made its coveted revival, much to the delight of numerous libation enjoyers. I placed an order and stocked up without a second's delay, so if you're curious to try it, there's no better time.
Welcome.
I forgot how to do this. Okay, press A. Once it appears.
Now!
Okay. Best angle, match a spin. I have to get in the sweet spot. Oh, wow. Haha!
That's a big catch.
Sagan, rank A. Can I interest you in a nice filling potato salad sandwich for lunch? The veggies are sourced from romaine stall, giving it the market manager mark of excellence. Plus, the cucumbers are in season, tying the whole dish together with crunchy, juicy perfection. You just can't go wrong with it.
Have your eye on anything in particular? Thank you very much.
Decisions. Come on.
Sweet and delicious fruits for sale here. Come on over and see for yourselves. The apple of today's eye is, wouldn't you know it, apples. 1 for 10 mira or 5 for 40. Offers only valid while supplies last. Buy them while you can or regret when they're gone. If you're looking for Chell, she invited Kane to go and see Michi perform. That's my girl for you, always making the first move.
Let me know if you need anything at all. Come back anytime.
Alright, time to get down to business. After I grab me some brunch, that is. Might as well look out for some outer space knickknacks to give people with while I'm at it.
Hey, welcome.
My daughter just can't get enough fish, where to watch or eat. Give her a salt grilled celery and she'll polish it off from head to tail. Now tell me that isn't amazing.
What'll it be? Thank you.
Doesn't the Sinner Marche have?
Hi, welcome to Trout Seafood. Do you know freshwater fish tastes best in summer? Try putting some Dorado on a skewer and grilling it with salt. You won't regret it.
They're as fresh as can be. Woohoo!
Want something you'll keep well? Try some or try salmon. They go perfect with a nice cold beer too.
Hey, stop on by.
Meat, humanity's #1 way of beefing up. Get your proper servings and build yourself a tough, healthy body. How do you think that astronaut lady everyone's on about stays so fit as a fill? Plenty of exercise and a meaty diet, no doubt.
What can I get for you?
Mutton.
Thanks a bunch.
There's been an increased demand for rare ingredients in the food service industry these days. Evidently, they're trying to capitalize on the space craze with limited time out of this world menu items. Locating them sends me on quite the merry chase, but hey, there's more profit in it than usual.
Hey, it's Mishy and them. I didn't know they'd be here today.
Huh, looks like fans are finally warming up to their new designs.
There's a good amount of imitation jewelry these days that is otherwise exquisitely crafted. No small number of buyers are perfectly satisfied with them, posing a mild risk to my business. Still, and all, the distinct charm of a genuine article is something that can't be denied. It is my aim to reassert this distinction in no uncertain terms. We are also attempting to profit off of this space craze by releasing themed products and such. But I wouldn't forsake my integrity so carelessly. The value of true gems, after all, is immutable.
Better not be window shopping. What, done already?
A solar coral bangle for you.
I'll take that.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Michette's here in Calvard now too. She hits just a slightly different note than Mishy, with a tongue as sharp as her dance moves. It's next level. Wait, so Mishy and Michette are brother and sister, not boyfriend and girlfriend. And here I thought they'd be doing lovey-dovey stuff in front of us. Incest, no! Kane always seemed too mature for Mishy, so up until now I'd steer him the other way. But he actually seems to enjoy himself, much to my relief. I should thank Chell for inviting him, really. Mishy's personality is just perfect. And Michette talks smack so casually, it's like no big deal at all. It's kinda chaotic, but with a sort of droopiness to it. I could watch them all day, every day. It's a moment everybody's been waiting for. At long last, Michette is here in the Republic. It sounds like she's bent on being her brother's popularity out, so be sure to show your support. Me hee hee. Hi everybody, I hope we didn't keep you waiting too long. Look boys and girls, do you know who this is? It's my little sister Michette, here to see you all. That means starting today, she'll be busting up my one-cat monopoly over Calvard, but we'll do our best to make it work. Yay, Michette! Make a wishy with Mishy! Are you guys ready for some me-hee tabulous time? I've got more youthful energy than my old fogey of a brother, so try your best to keep up my moves. Today we're gonna shake off the arthritis and groove it Michette style. That goes for you grown-up friends in the crowd too. Just channel your inner child, dance along, and all together now. Make a wishy with Mishy! And they still, anyone gonna talk about that really terrifying ending to the Mishy movie? Oh wow, I didn't even know Mishy had a little sister. People were really clamoring for her to come to Calvard, and now it's finally happened. Feels overdue if anything, considering how much steam they've been picking up here. Alright, wait, I'm betting a certain Michelin will freak out about this, for better or worse. I'd be just over to Mihi Moon if you all could remember me. In fact, if you want to make me even more of a star than my brother, that'd be fine too. Mihi, huh? You don't have to push me out of the spotlight and under the bus about it. I'd be just over to Mihi Moon if you could all give my sister the same love you've shown me. No need to be shy, because now we can have 2 times the fun. Let's dance and make a wishy with Mishy.
Gran?
And Shahina and Sarah.
Oh, hello, Katra. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Fairy. Funny meeting you guys here.
It's been too long.
The Dancing Sisters in the Myrrh of the Ouroboros Revolution, not a grouping I would have expected. A pleasure to see you, Professor Hamilton, and the same to you, Sarah, Shahina.
Yeah, for real. I think it's been a month since we last sat down and chatted.
I've been meaning to thank you for coming to see the show.
Now, if anything, we should be thanking you. You're the ones who gave us 3 tickets for it. Celebrating the 6-month anniversary of your debut was our honor. And all your Earth fans seem to have the same spot, with the Trion Mall stage being nearly at capacity and all. You two really upped your game on the dancing front. I think all the acting experience you got has paid off big time. You guys are out of this world good.
Aw, you think?
Now, don't let the praise get to your head. We still have much to learn.
I would have liked to have seen it myself, had I been in the country at the time. Our last meeting was at the Aramis Festival, yes? Time truly has a way of escaping us, doesn't it?
Definitely. If I recall correctly, you set off for the east shortly after the festival ended, yes?
That's right. But she had some urgent business come up, so she returned here last week. I met with her and Essie 2 days ago, but I thought the two of you had left for Basel afterwards.
Well, I had a few matters to tend to in Edith, so I stayed behind.
Greetings to you as well, Beauregard. I'm sure having you around is a great relief to Van and the rest. On the contrary, with how dependable they've become, I fear my contributions are minute by comparison. Oh yeah, forgot you two knew each other. You both meet up from time to time over in the east, right? That's correct. I often seek her insight on how best to combat the desertification encroaching the region. Now, it is I who has been blessed to have had your assistance on all manner of issues over the years, Beauregard. So you three first met last year, then? Yep, right after we made our big debut and before we came to Edith. At the time, we hadn't realized you and the professor were acquainted. Then we had another surprise encounter in the capital that December. She's been good to us in so many ways. Oh, I think you've helped me a great deal more than the other way around. At any rate, the sheer number of connections you've made for your Spriggan work is quite remarkable. Yes, without doubt. There's definitely a lot to remark on about it. Not to change the subject, but you two are in the same agency as Judith now, right? Lexcel Talent Agency? Sort of, we're only affiliate members, so it'd be a bit presumptuous for me to place us on the same level as her. We'll get there though. I want to get super famous enough to be the face of Lexcel someday. Good on you for dreaming big. There's more to showbiz than just movies, after all. Anyway, I'm glad we chanced on each other with how hectic our schedules have been. Almost didn't happen either. You're both heading back to Farbad this afternoon, right? That's right. We'll soon be setting off on a new tour of the Republic scheduled for August. Until then, we're going to take it easier on ourselves for a week or so, just to rest and recharge. A fine idea. You've many close friends there to enjoy the company of, I imagine. Oh yes, even though Farbad isn't where we were born, it's still just as dear a place to us. So we'd like to repay all the people who have supported our dancing in the best way we know how. I guess you could call it a homecoming performance. People seem pretty excited for it, so we're just gonna have to put that much extra effort. Well, if only we could go and see it. Well, you're in luck. Judith mentioned it's gonna be streamed on the Orbital Net. And we better make sure to reserve a spot for ourselves. Absolutely, we won't miss it for the world. By the way, Professor, you're planning to leave for Basel soon, right? Indeed, for a collaboration of sorts arranged through a connection of mine, but I can't divulge too much on that end. Additionally, I have matters I'd like to discuss with our new CEO, Bill Towson. Wait, didn't he... Wait, that Mustachio Titus? Verne rehired him? Yes, 2 months ago. It's odd he was allowed back after only 6 months. Could Yang have played a hand in his reinstatement, perhaps? I'm afraid I don't know all the particulars. But if I were to guess, it was likely the result of establishing a more suitable structure for the advancement of Project Startaker. That does seem plausible. The way you hear it, your last year's Wonder side, the man's actually seen as pretty competent in practice. He wouldn't have been able to coordinate multiple groups under the Verne umbrella for so many years otherwise. Possible someone pushed his rehiring through to make sure the project was a success. Might be right about that, so I think they should have severed ties with him altogether. Anya's. Well, there was that business with the Mafia, not to mention political agendas at play, most likely. It was my own inability to adapt to such climates that led me to leave everything on Towson's shoulders. So this time I plan to provide him with as much consultation as I can. Well, if you're giving the CEO pointers along the way, then you should have nothing to worry about. Grant, I don't think I'll be able to make it to Basel while you're there. So say hi to Essie and Mr. Giscard, and Yang too for me if you happen to run into them. Yes, of course, so I don't expect Yang and I will be crossing paths. Then the group said our goodbyes to Professor Hamilton and the sisters, who had presumably stopped by the market to buy souvenirs from Edith. And then returned to their Spriggan work. Farbad has been in charge of excitement over the space program as well. Oh, and aside from that, there's also an event in town for a movie marketing campaign. Right, that collab where yeah? Judith brought it up earlier, I think. You mean the tie-in with the new energy drink? Here it's on the sweet side, so it's been on my radar. Well, in that case, I'll be sure to keep you in the loop on anything I learn about it later. Farbad's been in charge of excitement over the space program as well. It also just happens to overlap with the performance Shaheen and I are putting on. That's why we want to make it the best we can. It can be, to heighten the mood even further. By the way, Farrah, you mastered another new Kruga dance, right? I've been dipping my toe into a bunch of different styles, so let's show each other our stuff next time you're free. Oh, there's still a bit to go before I master it all the way. But after that, yeah, sounds great. Okay, I should get off my butt and buy some souvenirs for everybody back home. We're taking an airship this time, so that gives me some extra leeway to work with. Let's see, a t-shirt for Timur and for Sina, maybe an accessory or something. Excuse me, Professor. When was it, Anya's? Well, I had a little question to ask about you-know-what. This isn't really a place though, so can you spare a moment of your time later? But of course, we'll talk it over after things quiet down a bit. About the Genesis, or her grandfather's writings. Beats me, might be a good idea to ask later. Plan to leave for Basel come afternoon once my shopping here is completed. Do take care, Katra, and the rest of you as well. Hopefully we'll have a chance to discuss the space program and such in full sometime in the near future. Yeah, you bet. Until then, Gran, have a safe trip back.
Then let's head over.
Things are as calm as insane as ever. Even so, a space program sparked a considerable surge in corporate activity. In that sense, a commercial center like this should be feeling some level of impact. Yeah, so inconspicuous on the surface, one can easily imagine a great deal of mirror making the rounds underneath. So how should we approach this district? Well, it's curious to them about what's shaking on the business end. Our first order of business is compare notes with the police. They ought to give us some decent leads on how things are shifting under the surface. The inspector's definitely mellowed out lately, but we can squeeze more than a few answers out of him. Yeah, let's head up to the station first and work our way around from there. All the companies announced their latest models in the spring. I was just checking them all out. ETWS has a lineup of luxury cars, but they've done a full model change. Meanwhile, Ingrid and Red Star released vehicles for public roads with record high top speeds. But the biggest surprise is Leno's Orbital Scooter. I'm more of a car guy, but I can understand why its performance and maneuverability are such a big hit. All new cars and scooters are great, but the Z1 races are especially hot this year. Team Ingrid's Aslan is one step away from surpassing the champion Maxim. There's so much to see, I can't just sit around at home. No, there's no way this could happen. I thought I captured Trion Tower perfectly. There's no doubting it's a superb piece of work, so what the heck is it missing? Your canvas is empty! Again. No, it's not missing anything. It's those judges. They're blind to the truth. Or could this be an act of sabotage? Is someone trying to make sure I fail? Or who could it be? How dare someone try to sabotage me? If I can't even win some local competition, then how will I ever be able to beat my rival in the Empire? So I still no official announcement, huh? For a consulting company, this is starting to be a real headache. Rumor has it the third rocket launches this weekend. But until the government announces it officially, it's hard to explain it to our clients. Even with all my connections, I haven't learned a thing. What a pain. Even the announcement was sudden, the word space is going to be a symbol of the next half century. Our company has been keeping tabs on the situation. Ideally, we'll get an accurate grasp of things in short order. But it's difficult to know what to do when they move their plans forward without announcing an official date.
Get on it now.
They've updated their stock.
Welcome to Erland, sir.
Beating Erland.
Welcome. Be sure to take a look at our latest summer fashions. The elegant lines are typical of Erland, and the use of cool toned colors evokes the feeling of a new... Or my apologies, I didn't mean to raise my voice. I simply love this brand, so I tend to get worked up without realizing it. You know, I actually got a good employee discount, which is why I spend most of my salary on these clothes. Sorry, I can't stop talking about it. Don't tell my manager, okay? At Erland, we propose high fashion with a personalized touch. This summer, we've also renewed our lineup of accessories that can be paired perfectly with our outfits. We hope you'll enjoy harmonizing your elegance with our latest collection. Carol dropped by recently. Apparently she's studying under a famous Central Eastern designer. She's always had good taste, so I look forward to the day she finds success.
Please take as much time as you need.
Male only, so that means that the mall must have the female only armor. Oh, it's expensive though. Maybe I should complete some non-combat quests first before even thinking of buying those.
Come on, Simon! You guys can do this!
Hey, the basketball crew's here today.
I could go for some early morning exercise. Anyone want to shoot some hoops?
Everyone's way too relaxed. This is going to be such an important match. We've been playing street ball before, so just showing up whenever was fine. But going forward, we're going to start games out properly. I've got to do everything I can to support the team. Hurry, the game's gonna start as soon as we get there. Got it? Got it. Good thing we can always count on Frala. Where's today's game again? In Tyrell, dummy. We've been warming up all morning, so we're ready to give it our all. Those guys on the basketball team seem like they're really hyped up. For me, basketball's just a way to take a breather. I need to find a suitable spot to work up a sweat. Hey Kirk, we're leaving. How much longer are you going to play ball? It's just Pipsqueak is cocky and uncooperative. He's been practicing until late at night. I think he's just nervous. Don't let me in with you guys. I was just fine-tuning a new move for today's game. Don't call me Pipsqueak. Yeah, now come on. If we don't hurry, we'll be late for a game. Man, the guys on the bench have it so easy. Our opponents today are no joke, so I've got to do what I can as a team's best shooter. I'm not nervous or anything, and don't call me a Pipsqueak.
Hope you're having a good one, listeners. Today's news briefing comes to us straight.
Alright, you guys, let's do what we always do. We're gonna keep on winning. Yeah. Wow, you guys are really fired up. Are you about to do a match? Oh hey, it's the Spriggan's crew. Yeah, well, we've just been balling on the street until now. But our team has honestly gotten too good. We don't have any real rivals anymore. It was pretty boring, so we all talked it through and decided to take on the Pro League. We're having a game today. Haha. Playing against a pro team sure is nerve-wracking. You guys sure know how to keep things interesting. The pros, huh? I guess it's true that the lowest ranked league sometimes gets powerhouse amateur competitors. There's even a chance you could get a sponsor and go pro if you manage to win and advance to the next round. That would be a dream come true, wouldn't it? You're making me want to root for you too. Thanks. We're gonna do what it takes to win. The only teams we've played against so far have been amateur company rosters. Now we're on the second round. We're finally gonna face up against some pros. We'll try to throw them off their game so with the tricks and fancy footwork we've been practicing in the streets. Huh? No opponent? Ooh, overshot. Is it just... I feel like it's harder to shoot now.
What a waste.
Wow. Is it just me or is it way harder to shoot? Like, how are we having a hard time with no opponents? And it won't... I only got one shot too. Man. It's sort of like a reverse turbo mode. I feel like that's the only way to make the shot. Oh! Even though it was within the green, wow.
6.5 hours later.
That's finally one. It doesn't... Okay, at least we don't have to get several times in a row.
Chalk one up.
Okay. But I have to apparently do this 5 times in order to get another achievement. You don't have to be in a row, but it has to... it's still gonna be tricky to do this 4 more times.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
Now I got it.
Great!
Let's never do that again.
Good stuff.
Eat something?
Yo, Aaron, how's it hanging? Sid and Dr. Longkai, what are you doing in the capital? As it happens, I was asked to give a lecture at a medical conference. And I told you, Sid, I'm finding my own. You don't need to treat me like an old man. Don't worry about it. The conference is paying my travel expenses. This is the perfect opportunity for me to return the favor for all the help you've given me. If you just want an excuse to visit the capital. Well, no matter. Since you're here, I'll be putting you to work. Keep that in mind. That's what I'm here for. If you need an escort, someone to carry your bags. Classic Sid, don't you think you're a little too enthusiastic? You guys let me know if you need anything. This area is kind of our stopping ground. Oh, you're in the middle of work too. Hang in there. With a lineup like yours, you probably have everything under control. Just don't do anything reckless. I was asked to give a lecture on Eastern medicine at a medical conference today. That's why I left Longport to Shenli and came here. It'll be over in the early evening, but this is a rare opportunity. I'll stay overnight and sell some business. I'm indebted to Dr. Longkai, so I've been looking for ways to pay him back. Oh, I should be free tonight, Aaron. Why don't we go and do something? Pull my arm, why don't you? Guess I'll show you to some of my favorite spots. Look, it's nice you got friends, but try and keep the Gehenna raising to a minimum, got it? If it isn't the Spriggan sniffing around again, you must be trying to figure out why the launch got bumped up and what people are doing about it. But I bet you're disappointed since nothing's really standing out. You got that right, perceptive, aren't you? I assumed there'd be an increase in problems, but this is still more than I expected. Seems like the guild and police got a handle on things, though. You know we're super busy, right? Hopefully it'll keep me stationed in the capital to help. Are you really okay with going to Long Light, Wahad? You know there's the whole thing of Ikaruga. Things may go south. There's no doubt I'll need to take another look at the regions I'm in charge of this weekend, the capital included. But even if it's just a hunch, I got a feeling that there's something going on. Oh, like what? Now you've got me worried. Is something borrowing the bracers? It doesn't sound like they're too sure either. At any rate, thanks for the info. Let us know if anything else comes up. Sure, we'll help however we can. You guys just make sure to behave yourselves out there. They said the launch would be around the end of the month, so I came here to offer my support. It was a good opportunity to get some intense training in with Wahad, so I'm satisfied. Still, someone from the east, I can't help but be curious about what's happening in Longlai. The government, the CID, Ikaruga, Marduk. I can't tell what anyone is thinking. No, Gray seems much more chipper at work these days. He's always been talented, so it's good to see he's smelled out a bit. Honestly, he's become a bracer that even I can rely on, and he's been working hard to make up for all the trouble he's caused. I'm proud of him. Oh hey, it's you guys. Are you coming to get something to eat? Even though these are turbulent times, nothing's really changed around here. If you like, why not try my summer soba? We've got a junior racer from out of the countryside supporting us now. She's been through a lot, but I still have to make sure we don't coddle her during her training. Alice and Regina aren't here, so I'll have to find a way to make time for her. Seems like everyone's in a big hurry these days. I'm not saying you have to slow down, but don't forget to pause and take a break every now and then.
Hey, welcome.
Here at Maserati Hotel, we have a landing port in the roof in cases of emergencies. To avoid possible cases of misuse, we should strengthen security to manage the port effectively. Which reminds me, I feel like something happened this spring. No, there are no records of such a thing. It must be my imagination. Do you think this is regarding a coup? Yeah, early spring's illusory coup. Unsurprisingly, the general populace has no memory of it. Right, but the fact that their security has been improved may suggest that the coup triggered a realization of possible threats. Maybe. I feel like something happened around springtime, but a security guard shouldn't be unsettling people with such speculation. Manager Rumsfeld is constantly analyzing our security setup. Nobody knows what will happen in the aftermath of Project Startaker, but we should be well prepared for any threats. Why hasn't Eddie contacted me? When I've gone to see him lately, he's been so absent-minded. He acts like he's hiding something. Maybe he doesn't like me anymore. Sigh. Seems like something's really got her down. Now that she mentions it, Eddie has been pretty absent-minded lately. Maybe they had some sort of disagreement. I've been studying hard to support my father, but now I can't focus. Eddie, do you not like me anymore? You guys must be struggling if you're making time to interview a member of the opposition party. Since this is an unprecedented national project, we felt your opinion would be valuable in reiterating its significance. I'm sure it goes without saying that you know the space program's pros and cons. Sure, I'm most concerned with the massive budget. Is that really something that people voted for? Is the opposition Republican Party really in a position to make attacks like that? The next election is a ways off, and there's no denying the space program is in the nation's interest. Even in the world of real estate, we're well aware of the benefits. But I think we should appreciate a little more transparency for the sake of the Republic's development. Will the government continue these sorts of large-scale orders in the future? Will free bidding be maintained? This woman suggested she attended this meeting. Isn't she the president of the capital's arguably second largest real estate agency? Seems she's got the motives of her own, but I don't have time to dig. Guess I'll just leave it be for now. You know, Mr. Rosalia wasn't feeling well lately. At least her relationship with her father, the bank president, is better now. She's no longer a child, but I think I'll watch over a young miss a little longer. Yeah, she can be overbearing, but that might actually be a good thing at the moment. There are a few things I'd like to confirm with Langdon, so I'll proceed. I did a few favors for him back when the Republican Party was in power, you know? I owe lots of Republican Party senator from back when they were in power. Sometimes I get a chance to ask him questions like this. I'm just glad he seems to be doing well, despite being part of the opposition party. Well, as the person in charge of the press corps, I'll have to use all the connections I have. It's likely we'll witness a historic accomplishment soon. I'll have to put my back into coverage. That turncoat Langdon belongs to the press now. He must have some connection to the administration. I'll wring all the info I can out of him. Oh, it's you. It's been a while. The president is extremely busy right now. As his escort, we've had to keep our guards up. Isn't this hotel affiliated with the Bank of Edith? It seems like something's going on. It's the biggest bank in the Republic, with the highest market cap on the continent. Heck, they even hold shares in the Verne Company. Kind of amazing after what happened in spring, huh? It's all thanks to our staff working on the front lines. I regret that I can no longer be by Miss Brazilia's side very often, but now that she has grown up, this may be a good opportunity for her. Today the president has a meeting with the board, another with the financial association, and even an interview. He likely won't return home until late at night, much to the dismay of the young lady. I should keep an eye on her. Of course, if she chooses to go out, she will have an escort.
You like what you see?
Fred?
Please, come again.
So have you secured a taxi for me? Somehow it was difficult because you changed the schedule so suddenly. Are you seriously planning to leave in the middle of the medical conference? Of course, whining and dining are much more important. It's enough to simply make an appearance at medical conferences like these. Gaha. No, I'll leave the networking to you, Grant. Right. Poor Dr. Grant, this isn't exactly a doctor's responsibility. The medical director should have at least hired a secretary, but he just grabbed whoever was on hand instead. So this is untenable. With conditions like these, it's a good thing I'll be able to take some time off tomorrow. A former coworker of mine from before I transferred to Anchorville lives in the capital. She retired from nursing, so I hardly ever get to see her unless I make opportunities like this. We'll be meeting for the first time in ages now that I've managed to find some time. How dare he use me like this? The medical director doesn't know the first thing about the work we do. I'm a doctor for AUS's sake. I have other responsibilities to attend to. How did it come to this? Just because I'm a medical director of Anchorville General Hospital doesn't mean attending conferences isn't a pain. It would be more convenient for a hospital if there were some VIPs we could get a no-bearer. Well, I'm sure I did plenty just by showing up at the conference. Gaha! Inspector Jaswani said hello when he was passing by earlier. He's a bit intimidating, but he's an incredible self-made man who climbed the ranks. It sounds like there was a lot of prejudice against Central Easterners back then too. I really respect him. I'm going to work hard so I can be like him someday. So you guys again, you sure seem to be showing up a lot lately. Don't forget that most of what you do skirts a lot, and that we've simply chosen to overlook it. Huh, you mean we're making money, and there's nothing that the police department can do about it? If you think about how many cases there have been these last couple of months, there's no way the police could have handled it alone. The CID are the ones who have delegated everything to the rest of us. At this point, we just need to make use of each other. Mind what you say. So in any case, if something does happen, you should first contact the police and await instructions. And since we're going to be swamped for a while, don't go doing whatever it is you please without seeking your approval. Are we clear? We tease him, but it does seem like the police are having a rough go of it. Yes, it's understandable. There's been a surge of tourists coming from outside the country, which means a surge of minor problems in corals. On top of that, the next rocket launch is going to be the biggest yet, with events and celebrations across the capital. Oh, and we need to send more officers to Longlai. What I mean to say is we're extremely busy, so don't add to our list of problems, you hear me? Please be aware that a driver's license is required to operate the newly released Ouroboros scooters. If you have a license for a car or bike, you can use one. But if not, please take a one-day course at a designated police station. If you pass the test, you'll be immediately issued a scooter license, so it's very convenient. Most people still don't know about the scooter license. As the person in charge of reception, I must make sure people are properly informed. By the way, we're offering the one-day course here at the Seiden HQ, so please feel free to take advantage of it.
Well?
Wait, do we actually get to use a scooter to travel around? What's up, Inspector? Got a second shot? Good morning, Detective Nate.
Good morning to you too, Agnes. As for you, Spriggan, what do you need from us, huh? What gave you the idea you could just waltz in and out of here like you own the place? And don't talk like we're all buddy-buddy.
Okay, I guess this is your bid, but you ain't exactly practicing bias-free policing of these attitude pendulum swings. Come on, all of us are friends here, right, Inspector? We've worked on tons of cases together at this point.
Well, that's true, and even if you have been helpful from time to time, we have to set some limits. Or else word will get around that the Edith police rub shoulders with those who dabble in the gray.
You say that, but didn't you visit Montmartre with your family the other day? Yeah, and you and Victor talked up a storm about your daughter and Yume before teaming up to rag on Van.
What I do in my free time is beside the point.
Let's cut to the chase. Is there something I can help you with today? And keep it brief, okay? We're very busy here. That's so. You guys slammed these days too? Guess that makes sense. What with the whole Republic being caught up in the space program hype and all. When there's an increase in events and tourists, it follows that trouble would rise as well. Well, that isn't really a problem for us in itself. After all, EO's security is about as good as it can be, when the police aren't being kept at arm's length anyway. Oh, and who might you be implicating with that statement? The CID? Well, as a matter of fact, oh crap. So that's not information meant for prying ears, is what I normally say. But seeing as you all have some connections on that end, this might actually be worth divulging to you. So you've been having coordination problems with the CID and the military recently. That doesn't seem right. They didn't even give us a heads up about a second rocket launch in the last possible second. The whole thing was suddenly broadcast live to the city screens, leading to all sorts of problems cropping up. It's a small miracle we managed to prevent any major incidents or accidents from happening. It feels like their activities are more opaque than ever before. I hope you might have heard something from that friend of yours. Sad to say, but no, I've got nothing. Seems that Marduk didn't get any advance notice either. Must be acting all on their own then. Yes, I had the same thought. So I guess I'm not going to be taking it easy before that final rocket launch is over and done with. Hey Inspector, you mind if I put off that case you inside me? Just what compelled you to ask such a stupid question? You know as well as I do that it's nothing we can postpone. What case are you talking about, if I may ask? Well, lately we've had a string of missing person reports being followed by mistake. Like a wife running away from home after a fight, or a boyfriend vanishing out of the blue, you know, that kind of thing. Every time they come back within a few days, we'll get a call to have the report retracted. Oh, sorry sir, forgive me my big mouth. Normally I'd say that doesn't sound all that unusual, but them happening one after another is definitely weird. Agreed. Well, there's only been a handful of instances so far. It's nevertheless still a cause for concern. We've been investigating this in addition to all the work that the space program has caused. Unfortunately, leads are a bit scarce at the moment. Gotcha, in that case, we'll keep an eye out on our end too for now. Gotta pay you back somehow for all the juicy police intel you just gave us. Apologies, but I'd be beyond grateful for it. Hold on, Inspector, we don't need to rely on him. I'm still making progress here. By standing there yapping? Yeah, sure. Now get back to work, you lazy oaf.
I'm sure the police will be able to help.
So I've been busy with all the commotion caused by the space program, but we still can't coordinate with the Army or CID. Now we've got all these strange disappearances we're investigating. Do you have any idea how exhausting all this is? Don't go adding to the pile of my problems on my plate, but again. Well, we have to draw a line somewhere, but this situation makes it difficult for us to move. I appreciate if you could look into those missing person reports being taken down one after the other. If you do learn anything, just let me know, alright?
I guess we're off.
Oh, looks like they're putting on some kind of show. The recent excitement over the space program has them holding more events than ever before now. On top of that, even subcultures like idols have been getting a bigger share of the spotlight. Ooh, sounds like fun. It does catch my interest. But what's really on my mind is how businesses in foreign countries are reacting to things. Well, there are a handful of places where we can follow up on those fronts. The Verne store, Bella's Investment Bank, and the Liberal Boutique, for example. Let's add them to the list and take a lap around. Maybe smart to peek at whatever's happening on stage 2.
Oh, they're hosting an event about the space program. As an aspiring astronomer, I can't help but get a little misty-eyed. Outer space is finally within our grasp.
Wow, so that's Trion Tower. Orchid's Tower and Crossball may be gigantic, but this one's no slouch either.
Newly opened this year is the Liberal.
The wait is over, everyone. Welcome to Trion Mall. If you direct your eyes forward, you'll see Trion Tower rising up just ahead of us. There's also a stage in front of the entrance where different events are held from day to day.
Selection, wines, and acerbic tomatoes.
So, how did things end up between you and your girlfriend? Girlfriend? We aren't even dating yet. Really, no. It would have felt only natural based on everything I've heard. Still, if I don't take that leap soon, your chance might slip away for good. That's a fair point, yeah. Well, either way, there's no denying how stylish you become. All that's left is to take the rest of your caution and throw it to the wind. Thanks, Najib. I'll shoot my shot tonight, then. Oh, we've got another date lined up. That's great. Then by all means, go for it. My crush and I have been going on frequent dates for almost 3 months now. Even I know better than to keep this woolly won't we up forever. So no more trying words. Nice tonight I confess how I feel. Hopefully no time leaps force you to do it all over again. I see now. What Jimmy wanted was an encouraging push. In that case, maybe a pair of lucky underpants will give him the extra boost of confidence he needs. We launched a new styling service that helps customers coordinate personalized outfits, complete with accessories and cosmetics. To much of my relief, it's been met with critical acclaim. I can't even imagine how satisfying it was to have the top brass at HQ walk back their initial rejection. Of course, a good deal of the credit for its success goes to my head advisor, Najib. I'm lucky he was so on board with the project. Few could take the easy road proposing projects that ride off the space craze's coattails. But it's exactly during fads like these when we need to link up services that can stand the test of time. And I sure picked the right mindset to embrace.
Please, browse to your content.
More premium armor, huh?
I hope you found everything to your liking.
So we got premium armor in Seiden and premium armor in Trion. But... With the premium armor in Station Street.
Not this way.
My mom's gotten used to her T-phone, but she's still a little lost on how to work it. Sheesh, what would she do without me? My husband and I bought our T-phones on installment plans only a few short months ago. And yet they've been so convenient that, since that I'd like to buy another for Bart to use in his studies. But if we did that, our monthly payments would wind up at, there should be an app I can calculate this with. In all, we have 3 new colors of T-phone available. Each palette is designed to be gender neutral, so pick whichever suits your fancy. Orbital rockets, huh? I've got to admit, that kind of tech is mind-blowing. Obviously, as an engineer, there'd be a lot left for me to learn in that field, but there's something appealing about working in space development.
What do you have?
Vacuum. Cyber goggles. Oh no, I have to buy these rare accessories too. Buy yourself a T-phone. You can watch the outer space broadcast right in the palm of your hand. We now carry them in additional colors at a lowered retail price of 15k Mira, down from the 20k. It's still quite an exorbitant purchase in my opinion, but one well worth the expense.
Welcome. Thank you.
Orbit shop. Now we can get plugins, but that's gonna be expensive. Exchange FF masses and Sept-Terrion, you know. And arts drivers.
Welcome to the Trion Mall. Here you'll find.
As long as you have an art plugin, you can also set it for your allies to use. You know.
You'll also find.
My company provides its employees with T-phones. The things are so darn convenient though that I bought a second one for personal use. But now the price has been lowered altogether. Is this a sign I should get a third or? The T-phones drop in price, huh? Granted, they still aren't what you'd call cheap, but maybe it's a sign I should get a third one.
You'll also find here.
Sarasima, huh? It feels like it's been forever since I last came here. Sacred Journey, the tale of a wild nun and a young boy journeying through the wilderness. Well, you look at that. Judith's in the lead role too. She's such a brainless cuts all the time. I forget she's a famous superstar. Hey, come on, Aaron. That's mean. I'm curious about this Detective Scuria movie too. Can't pronounce it. Well, for filming a movie, we can go ahead and see one during our break. Probably won't have the time to catch up both of them, though, unfortunately. They both sound like an excellent watch. I'm torn between the two myself. You watch a variety of films in any movie theater you come across. Inviting certain characters to see a movie will raise your connection points with them. The amount of movies you can watch is limited based on what when you attend.
We'll be opening its doors shortly. Please keep all T-phones on silent and enjoy the film.
Sacred Journey is exactly a solid work you'd expect from a movie starring Judith Leinster. And Detective Scuria made for a well-woven, finely polished mystery flick. Every time I watch either, I notice something new. Even cycling through them on the repeat doesn't get old. So here I am again today for another double feature. The only problem is, which should I start with?
Journey through the wilderness. Sacred.
Welcome to Star Cinema. We operate as a theater complex, a multiplex in our words. Basically, that means we have a wide variety of screens and movies available for viewing. When it comes to exciting viewing experiences, our trending location and specialized facilities come highly recommended.
Step right up!
Welcome to Star Cinema. Thank you for choosing us today. What's playing right now? Okay, Sacred Journey. Now who should I invite to see with me? Anya's Berry. That's 3 tickets for Sacred Journey, which comes out to 600 Mira toll. Ben headed into the theater with his company of choice, having decided to take a break from work. Barbara was a missionary nun with a large scar on her forehead who traveled the frontier, spreading the word of Adios as she went. One day on their travels, she met a young orphan boy from the west by the name of Vince, whose early life had been much like her own. She wanted to make sure he grew up to be a good man, and with her strength to guide him, they set out on a journey together. I wonder if I should have saved this one for Kevin instead. On the way, they accidentally stumbled onto a small settlement, which had been beset by thieves for several months. They'd gone so far as to take the chief's daughter hostage, so there was no way to fight back without fear of her coming to harm. Upon hearing this, Sister Barbara stood up and marched straight to the thieves' den.
What's a lady of the cloth doing out here all by herself? You lost, sister.
Hey, you worthless sods, get over here now! Huh? Where in blazes are they?
If you're looking for your men, I just tucked them all in for a nice little dirt nap. As for you, you're going to return all the food and valuables you took from the settlement. With interest.
You ain't a sister, you're a monster! You do know I've got a hostage here, yeah? If you care about the girl's life, you'll...
Barbara, I freed the girl. Now you can kick this scumbag's ass without any distractions.
Told you to call me Miss Barbara, you little snot. Whatever. Good work, Vince. I'm about to bring the weight of your sins crashing down right into your skull. I'll give you 10 seconds to make your final confession. 10, 9, 8.
Wait! What do you say you come and work for me instead?
3, 2, 1.
What the hell happened to 7 through...
0!
Gralsritter propaganda. I really enjoyed seeing this side of Judith. Also, the strong-minded sister and the orphan boy made for quite the interesting pair. Yeah, when I heard the main duo were a traveling sister and an orphan, I figured it was gonna be an emotional movie that went for the heartstrings. Turns out it was its own unique sort of thing. Had all the elements of a classic road trip movie, but did it in a fresh new way. I wager a lot of that unique vibe it had was due to the strong personalities of its two lead characters. For sure, especially when they really started gelling as a team in the second half. I was thinking, the movie ended with Vince deciding to join Barbara on their travels. So if they do decide to make a sequel, I'm excited to see how the writers build on their relationship from there. Same here, the characters play off each other so well, they've definitely got the potential to become a great duo. I wonder if Barbara has a stigma. I'm so happy the village was saved in the end, and that those rotten thieves got what was coming to them. But when I first heard that this was a movie about a traveling sister helping a town, I pictured something completely different. Yeah, she definitely went for a more forceful and direct kind of help, huh? When considering Barbara's past and Vince's street smarts, it was definitely the kind of solution that fit the characters best. For sure, and even beyond that, I don't really know how to put it, but it felt like the movie did a good job of showing different kinds of strength. Whether it was Barbara being down to thieves or showing her caring side as a sister. How surprisingly brave Vince ended up being, or the inner strength the chief star had. It was kind of like along your journey, people with different kinds of strengths met and were drawn to each other, and it helped each other grow. Maybe that's what the movie was trying to say, that life's like that too. Like a Trails game. Not a bad way to look at it. That definitely seems like the kind of takeaway you'd come away from it with. It looks like they're selling commemorative brochures for the movie. Okay, brochure for Sacred Journey. Having finished their break, Van and his crew resumed their work. Idle concerts are nice and all, but personally the one I'm burning to see is Mishi. Speaking of, he should be making an appearance over in the center of Marche right about now. See, as a self-professed hardcore Michelinite, I keep an impeccable track of his schedule, down in a second. If only I could have gotten the day off to go and watch. Stay strong, Tyson.
Your one-stop shop for imports.
I'll be watching Michi perform in the center of March right in a second, if only I gotten the day off.
Selection from the CC.
Observation deck. Hello everyone, welcome to the Trion Tower observation deck. Trion Tower is renowned for being the highest point in all of the Republic. As such, it's also that much closer to the hot topic of the hour, outer space. Really gets the imagination flowing, doesn't it? So, Arya, you're heading back home tonight, right? Since we're on break, I figured I'd spend some quality time with my family. Oh, you're going back to Farbad? Yep, since third years aren't required to partake in educational visitations, I'm taking the time to relax for once. I see someone still working that part-time job of hers. You caught me. And it's nice to see you, Anyas. Oh, Frederica, it's been a while. You live in Anchorville now, don't you? Indeed I do. A business meeting required me to travel to the capital, however. Once I finish that up, I'll be heading right on back. You sound so busy, but I suppose that's to be expected when you're the heir to a medical equipment company. Well, if only I could have mooched off my parents forever. But I suppose there's merit in hardship. After all, it makes triumphant all sweeter. It's no wonder you're a student council president. Yeah, I'll say. My life turned into a complete nightmare after my father got involved with Senator Griffith. It is what it is, I suppose. After all, hardships make triumphs all the sweeter. So Sasha's looking to become a bureaucrat, and Veronica taking over a family business. Maybe it's about time I started planning my future as well. Suppose I'd like to be able to contribute to the community of Farbad somehow. In that case, I think I'll need to consider attending a university in Valis. All student council presidents have been such talented people. I mean, Ren Frederica. Like, even Gramhart was a student council president. Makes me proud that I'm part of something so big, you know? I know it's kind of weird for an acrophobe like me to be working at Trion Tower, but I just love this place so much, man. It's worth it at the end of the day. Alright, Dennis, you've got this in the bag.
Trion Tower's observation.
Hey there! What would you like?
Trion Squash.
Providing a panoramic view of the entire your fill of these heavenly sights.
Come on, Princess, let's ascend this tower together. I'm afraid I lack the courage to do so, good sir. Please, have faith. Come rain or war, just I will do everything in my power to protect you. Very well, I shall put my faith in you. Wow, she's really getting into it. Her acting's better than ever. And I can't say I've ever seen one person try to play two roles at once. So this is it, the outside world. Beautiful, is it not?
Trion Tower's observation mall. Here you'll find Trion.
I'm a freelance advertising designer, and lately the jobs have been piling up. It's allowed me to realize the one thing you ultimately can't do without in this line of work: versatility. To begin with, outward appearances alone will give different people differing perceptions of quality, or lack thereof. As a result, I need to keep presenting new values, beliefs, and perspectives to clients and audiences. Doing that will require me to make a habit of putting my antenna up for just about everything out there. Easy to say and hard to execute, but the payoff makes up for it.
Be sure to check out their extensive
At any rate, the whole world seems to be caught up in space fever right now. That's the reason even a freelancer like me is pulling in mountains of ad design work. Mostly attributing it to my own skill will only come back to bite me down the line. I've already been burned by that sort of thinking before. Now it's survival of the versatilitist. So, well, my request's up on the bulletin board. Is it really going to get accepted, though? If not, my life as I know it is good as over. Sounds like he posted a Farce BG. Might as well check it out.
Please, take your time.
As it happens, I managed to get a raise since the start of the year. Because of that, I ended up increasing my shopping spree day from once a month to twice a month. And now it seems my budget for other things is becoming even smaller. But if this is what brings my life joy, then so be it. Preach it. The best way to treat yourself is to sweet yourself. Don't get her biting off more than she can chew, man. To be clear, my shopping spree isn't until tomorrow. Today is merely a scouting excursion. And my findings are the summer exclusive sweets look delectable from start to finish. Not to say I wouldn't have bought them all regardless. Over half of a year has passed since the Quincy Company's tumult first began. It would appear, though, that all the reforms adopted since are bearing fruit. Even headquarters has been regaining its past performance. What's more, establishment's customer count is also on the rise. We're keeping quite busy now, owing to that.
Welcome.
Oh, gonna have to go to a dungeon soon. For all this strife Quincy Parlor has endured, the quality and flavor of their sweets haven't suffered. At present, they adhere to a system of creating new, innovative offerings while still preserving their traditional menu items. And that's easier said than done. I doff my hat to the staff at large for regaining their footing fussily. All told, however, Quincy Parlor's resurgence of popularity has led to displeasingly longer queues. I suppose that's merely a minor quibble in the grand scheme of things.
Well...
These sweets were featured on this review blog that's been trending on social media lately. Vans? The funny thing is, they taste twice as delicious now than they did before I read it. That blogger can't be any ordinary gourmet. What I wouldn't give to chat with them face to face just once. You don't suppose he means? All signs here point to me. I let a few pals in on this myself, but it might bite me in the ass if it goes too viral. I'll bet. Who'd want to hire some guy who rates cupcakes online for their Grey Zone gigs? Really? I think it makes him more relatable.
Can I interest you in some
Official Project Star Taker merchandise for sale here. Among our offerings is a collection of the first ever photographs taken in space. Buy all you can.
You'll also find the
Take all the time you need.
I used to work for a startup close by not too long ago. But they buried me under so much work that I put my foot down straight out the door for good. I managed to save a reasonable amount of money, so my asset portfolio is in a decent place right now. still a long ways off from financial independence. Well, keep calm and take my time finding a new job. When my job came to shares of anxieties, but financial stability is practically my middle name. It'll be a cold day and get ahead of me before I put my assets in jeopardy.
Welcome.
Now, regarding the situation...
This window offers guidance, advice, and information for financial instruments of all sorts. Unsurprisingly, the most frequent inquiries at present are those that pertain to space-related enterprises. It's a hot industry right now, and prices can fluctuate wildly, so be sure to carefully consider any potential purchases.
How can I help you? Please come again.
I need to start selling Zerum stuff. This is ridiculous. Attention all Trion Mall visitors, we thank you for your patience. Our space talk show, sponsored by Project Startaker, will begin momentarily. And it will be delving into the hot-button topic of the space program in a fun, digestible way. Now allow me to introduce our two lovely hosts and ambassadors of Project Startaker. This is the up-and-coming hit idol duo Vega. Give them a hand, folks. Hi everyone, I'm Rachel from Vega. We'll make this a day you'll never forget. And I'm Yulia. I'm so glad you all could make it. Before we begin the show, we'll be performing one of our most popular numbers. Get ready for Planet Rain. Damn, people are really getting pumped over this, huh? Feels like idols have really been getting traction lately. This particular duo quickly rose to fame after being selected as the space program's ambassadors. That said, they weren't the original choices. You've gotta be kidding me. That should be us up there. Looks like there's more of this than meets the eye.
Oh, is that Van and his helpers I spy?
What the? Wait, that's... Prince Shireen and the CID too.
What a fortuitous turn of events. I certainly wasn't anticipating your presence here. Could this be a sign, or a blessing even, from Arusha herself?
Or perhaps it's merely the result of how many ties we have in common.
So what's the Crown Prince of Elsheim doing with the CID's Flying Swallow? Let me guess, conducting a sneak peek of the space program, and where'd your usual bodyguard go?
She's serving as my sister's security detail while she's off traveling about. In her stead, Miss Second Lieutenant here is keeping a hawk's eye on my surroundings for me.
Frankly, I'm still at a loss for words. Never in my life did I expect to escort a prince to an idol show. Not to mention in such an open space, and without even clearing the perimeter.
You'll have to excuse my fondness for the energizing ambiance of these live shows. Besides, we needn't worry about snipers or assassins. After all, every pair of eyes, nefarious or no, are set on President Gramhart and his space program.
You may be right about that. I take it the CID's been stretched thin. Seems you're being pushed into funneling all your focus into the space program, internal factions aside.
Perceptive as always. I, in particular, am in no position to turn down requests from the President.
Oh. She must be referencing the coup of a few months ago that never came to be. In that respect, it's only a matter of time before every member of the CID is roped into the project. Speaking personally, to call it quite the blow to my pride would be an understatement. So basically, you're taking the chance to squeeze in a little information exchange with the people on the outside before that happens. I'm still not past how weird it is seeing a top-rung government big shot reduced to a pawn on the chessboard. Although Elsheim is complying with the request to restrict flights south of the Ishgol Mountains, a line in the sand has clearly been drawn. Once again, I find myself struck with awe over President Gramhart's prowess and unyielding passion for his project, in more ways than one. There's no need for you to feel guilty on our account. Moreover, regardless of my station, I always strive to give everything my best in full efforts. Doing so aligns with his principles as well. Ah, right, and that's something I refuse to compromise on as well. Regarding that unrealized coup, I'm committed to doing whatever I can to not only atone for the mistakes I made there, but to grow from them too. Wow, good on you. Yeesh, a certain someone else I know would probably say the same in your shoes. You say the bunch are sure cut from the same cloth. Anyway, I'm game to keep working together where it makes sense if you are. I can make no guarantees, but so long as our interests continue to align, I'd be happy to do so. The same applies for us in Dalsheim. I've no doubt we will be relying on you well into the future, Van. Oh my, such positively electric energy. The rock concert I saw with Van before was exhilarating, for certain, but this is beyond compare. If you'll excuse me, I feel a sudden inclination to make up for lost fun from back then. Well, Your Highness, I would really advise against mingling with the crowd. Why not accompany me if it perturbs you so? Come, let us partake in this glow stick dancing I've heard so much about. I'll admit, I don't entirely envy the second lieutenant right now. Feels like he's loosened up a bit recently. Guy resembles the debaucherous prince more every time I see him. Indeed, whether that's a good or bad thing is up for debate. The city is mobilizing all the personnel it can muster to make the space program a success. The vast majority of them, however, are mere pawns, no more than a fraction of the full picture. To be more specific, at this point, a certain someone may be even more cognizant of the details than I, his superior. Only one guy comes to mind. Well, in any event, neither of your obligations nor ours have changed. All we can do for a moment is our utmost. I wish you the best in your endeavors as well. I think they would just leave Lua and Sayla out in the cold. It's simply unimaginable. I may not be privy to particulars, but I do know how hard those girls work to come as far as they have. A rival group, huh? This can't be right. How could this show's programming change to the last minute? We were told this was going to be our gig, but now you're pulling the rug from under us. And after all, our hard work too. Let me repeat myself. The decision was based on a comprehensive assessment. It's true that your accomplishments play a role in giving idols more visibility, but for this project, we're going with a more promising pair, the one who spent a greater amount on training. That's our company policy as stated. And like I'm stating, what kind of dictatorship are you people running here? Besides, we never even heard those two were in the running for this. Not a word. I believe those girls are an idol group with you. Idol duo. Apparently they were the ones originally scheduled to host today's event. Yeah, sounds like their talent agency is pulling a my way or the highway on them. Doing PR for Project Star Taker is a big job, so I get banking on the super thing. Doesn't make it any less unfair though. I did notice Vega making a name for themselves last month. Snatching our gig right out from under us, so on the day of even, it's all happened so fast. We always knew our agency could be like this sometimes, but this is beyond the pale. They told us we could be in charge of the space program event, so we busted our butts preparing. But now, it's just not fair. I underestimated the reports of Prince Street's frivolous or lighthearted ways. It has me wondering when I'll be assigned to more personally suitable duties. But never mind that. No matter how my position shifts, I still have an obligation to fulfill as a CAD member. Go Vega, shake it, shake it, shake it. How delightfully quaint. This matter of rousing the spirit differs quite a bit from the rock concert I watched with Van. Your Highness, please try to keep some distance. This isn't exactly what I was expecting from an outer space talk show. Singing, dancing idols wouldn't have been my first guess either. So I kind of like it this way. With the goals to broaden their fan base, this is a pretty brilliant strategy. Whoever planned this is a real mastermind. Just remember, one of the newer members in our dance club is a fan of idols. She'll want to hear about this later.
Welcome to the Trion Mall. Here you'll find Trion Tower.
Thank you, Trion Mall. Now on to the last song in our set. There's still some time left before our talk show, so let's spend turning our minds to the starry skies. Woo, we love you, Vega.
Welcome to the Liberal Boutique.
Thank you so much for agreeing to this impromptu interview. For headline, I'm making Liberal's very own Supermaid, a deep dive into Lila's success in the uncharted waters of Calvard.
I feel as though that would be giving me too much credit. Nevertheless, it is truly an honor to have assisted the revered Liberal News.
Heck yeah, I'll make this into a front page piece, guaranteed. Oh, by the way, do you mind if I take some photos of the store's interior too?
By all means.
Hello, Lila. Looks like somebody's keeping busy. Made a change of wardrobe too, even. If I'm remembering right, you wore a more casual made get back at the Aramis Academy Festival. And it's been quite some time since I've done a vintage-style dress like this. The reporter came all the way from my home country of Liberal to cover a space program. As such, when she offered to interview me, I dusted this off to wear during it, as well as my upcoming business trip. I knew you used to be an actual maid, but damn, who knew you'd rock the fit this hard? You cut such a fine figure, one would presume it was especially tailored. It totally puts the dress and dress for a job. And I feel much the same way. So rewinding a bit, you mentioned a business trip. Yes, a while ago, a connection of mine reached out to me over a particular matter. Starting tomorrow, I'll be away from Edith for a few days to attend to it. Oh really? That's a bit sudden. Interesting timing. Wonder what matter and who that connection could be. I apologize for any inconveniences that this may cause, but rest assured, the store will be in good hands during my absence. We hope to still have your continued patronage. Yeah, of course.
Imports from Liberl have been all the
At the end of the day, you just can't go wrong with an old school maid dress. I got my hands on some headline-grabbing intel to boot. Calvard really is a treasure trove of material. I'm dying to cover that space show outside. My big shot radar is tingling too. Time to take this field reporting on the offensive. So she's a journalist from the Liberl News, huh? One sinking her teeth in left and right, apparently. Mariel's go-getter crown may be in danger.
Alrighty.
A new rival? I'll be departing from Edith tonight to attend a certain matter. This classic maid dress I pulled out for the occasion has met with such acclaim, however, that I will miss it all more. Perhaps I could wear it in the boutique again once the business is over and done with.
I'm quite proud of what we have to offer.
5,000 left.
Trion Tower, one of Edith's major landmarks.
There's a force PG on the bulletin board.
Also find the Vern store.
Space investment scam. I received a message from someone at a security firm recommending I invest in a particular space company. They said it was for sure going to take off, so I went all in on this thing. But since then, though, I've gotten nothing but radio silence from them, and recently my inbox has been flooded with our investment opportunities. Was I roped into some kind of scam? I'd like you to look into this, and if possible, get my mirror back. I'll be waiting for you by a rest area in the Trion Mall.
From the CCF's latest innovations to luxury.
There's a force PG on the bulletin board. A space business, I'm starting to see a trend here. Yeah, not picking up much of a scent here, but that's fine. Suppose there's no harm in keeping this one in mind. Are you the Johans that posted the Force VG? Does that mean you're the Spriggan? I'm so glad the rumors are true. I can finally have some hope. You said something about getting caught up in an investment scam. Honestly, I'm not sure if a Force VG is the right fit. Well, we'll hear you out at the very least. So you gave all your investment money to a guy who claimed to be working for a security firm. Yes, he says Tech, a business that with ties to the Rean company, was going public soon. He was very enthusiastic when he recommended I buy stock. Seeing as it was related to the space program, he told me the paperwork would be more complex than usual, which is why he volunteered to act as my agent for the deposit. Then he went cold turkey on you, and as insult to injury, you attracted a swarm of scammers, all out to suck you dry. Ha, sounds like you were careless. Of course, it's always looking back on it, but at the time, I guess it was just caught up in the space program fervor. It ain't uncommon for resource scammers to ride the wave of big events. The fact that you've got more suspicious about coming after you means they probably added you to a list of potential marks. One question, why come to us? Why not go to the Gilder Police? Oh yes, well, I really need a mirror back now. Without it, I won't be able to make ends meet. Using the police would add a whole bunch of hoops to jump through. That's why I came to you. Is this not the sort of case you can handle? Honestly, I don't buy a reasoning. What about you, Van? If that is true, this is more suited. It's true, this is more suited to the police's line of work, but it might be worth doing. Just consider another thing falling through the cracks thanks to the space program. Indeed, this could be a chance to get a better look at the influence that the space program has on the economy, both on the surface and in the shadows. Alright, this ain't exactly in our wheelhouse, but we'll handle it. Really? Thank you so much. You said the company they wanted you to invest in was Tech, right? Makes you wonder if the company even exists, huh? I've heard the name before. I think it's even related to the Rean company too. But I never heard anything about them looking for investors. If even Catcher hasn't heard about it, then the talk investments may well have been the ruse. Space Tech, right? Did they say exactly which part the company was in charge of? Yes, the satellite that was launched the other day. I was told they have a patent related to its core technology. And since they expected more space projects in the future, they decided to go public during Project Startaker to enjoy explosive stock prices. Right, but I heard Marge was central to the development of the satellite itself. Would it be possible for Tech to get a patent just by being involved? Of course, most of the parts and observation equipment are made by the Rean company and affiliates. Regardless of whether or not they're looking for investors, the company itself does exist. Which means we ought to be careful when looking into things so as to not disrupt our business. And we'll need to determine exactly what's aligned and what's not in terms of the technology, the patent, and the investment opportunity. And maybe we should start here at the Trion Mall. We should be able to learn more about Tech at the Burning Store. There's also the Val's Investment Bank where we might be able to learn about any investments or stocks. We could end up getting information about Marduke's satellite technology as well. Right, then let's start with that. If it really is a scam, then we'll deal with it in the usual way after that. They're both right over there, so let's start asking questions. You're not wasting my time. We're not wasting any time. Thank you, Shirley. I'm hopeful that your search will be fruitful.
Let's hurry up and finish this.
Their extensive selection. Welcome to the Trion Mall.
Pardon me.
Trion Tower.
You want to know about Solitech? Yeah, we got reason to believe that someone might be using your name without permission. We want to learn more detailed information about the company to be sure, especially anything pertaining to the company's stocks or investment trends. It would also be helpful if we could check on possible relations between satellite technology and companies in Ouroboros. Firstly, Solitech has not taken their stock public, and there are no plans to do so at this time. They were originally established by a Rean company internally to handle development of specific technologies. That's because it was established to meet the demands of Project Startaker. The company is heavily subsidized by the government, in addition to being financed by the Rean company. In other words, there's no need for them to solicit investment through stocks at this time. I see, then using our name for a money-making scheme doesn't really make sense. And what about the satellite technology? At the very least, I can confirm that they don't hold any patents for the satellite systems. They did, however, develop a material used in the satellite in cooperation with Marduk. I heard the Rean company has also been developing observation technology, in addition to equipment for the rocket. However, the overall satellite framework has been outsourced to and fully developed by Marduk. That's completely different than the story Johannes was told. Yeah, we've heard plenty. Sorry for all the questions. That's quite alright.
Do you have a moment?
Solitech? Yes, it appears there are rumors going around that Solitech is going public. But you haven't heard anything about that at Rean, have you? No, not all. Solitech was established by Rean in conjunction with the space program when they consolidated assets from different sectors. The company is really a focused project team, so I find it hard to imagine them going public on their own. It's probably worth pointing out that since they're involved in the space program, their establishment has probably been kept under wraps. Yes, it was privately set up to efficiently develop technology for a program. There's no way they would be advertising in order to solicit investments. That said, their name has been mentioned by the Rean group in their public-facing materials, among other places. Yeah, we did see him listed on Rean's website. But it was nothing more than that. It didn't stand out in the least. Which means they're not widely known. Compared to more famous corporations, it's harder to get a beat on them. And since Rean's got them on their site, people are more likely to feel like they can trust it. And that's what the culprit's banking on, huh? Still, inconsistencies are readily apparent. Perhaps the culprit is none too familiar with Solitech or the program. Yep, seems like you're coasting entirely on name recognition and hype. Is it true the company holds patents related to the satellite's core technology? No, Marduk is the one that's taking the lead when it comes to development of the satellites. It's true that the Rean company provides some of the auxiliary hardware and raw materials, but they wouldn't have patents on anything that could be considered core technology. As it happens, Solitech developed a special heat-resistant material used to protect satellite parts. Oh, I suppose that makes sense. I've heard that temperatures in space can change by over 200 degrees between day and night. Heat resistance is probably indispensable. Well, we learned what we needed to about Solitech's position within the Rean company. I know you're busy, but thank you for taking the time to talk to us. It's my pleasure. Given the current situation lends itself to a variety of troubles, I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm happy to have enough assistance. Okay, we've got enough info. Yes, the investment opportunity was a complete fabrication. It would be best if we could catch the scammers now, if only to protect the good name of Solitech. Gotta say, there's way more holes in their sales pitch than I thought. Exactly, the scammer clearly knew next to nothing about Solitech. Their name might as well have been pulled out of a hat. Like Van says, probably because next to it nobody knows about it, and there's a wave of space program hype. So you think the culprit doesn't know what he's talking about either? Seems that way, and now that he's got our client added to his list of marks, he's told our solicitors. My guess is that he's the type to work across a wide and shallow pool. For a swindle like this, he's not likely to do a lot of research. And why not ask more technical questions? They're sure to slip up. And if they do, they're not likely to be able to talk their way out of it. Seems like meeting up with them might actually be the quickest way to go. Let's get their contact info from the client. I see, you're interested in space-related investments. I must say, you've certainly got a keen eye for opportunity. Solitech in particular is certain to see its stock prices surge in the future, thanks to being contracted to develop the satellite. I thought that might be the case. I heard it with the announcement of the space program, buying stocks right now might have extra complications. Oh, we can just leave that to me. Simply send us the mirror and we'll make sure everything goes smoothly. Oh, perfect. I love to hear the details. And how about we meet up in the center of Marche's rest area to discuss everything? I'll prepare all the necessary documentation and contracts and we can get everything taken care of right away. Great, I'll head over now. Sounds like he fell for it. Now all we gotta do is push until he slips up. Let's hurry to the meeting spot. I actually forgot to go up here before. Not there were any NPCs that are in this quest guy. Okay, I actually did this part before, but I want to do it with resetting the party specifically. Excuse me, we spoke about the investment opportunity. That voice, you must be the gentleman I was just talking to on the phone. I've been waiting for you. Shall we get started? So you see, Soltech is poised to be the pioneer in innovation. In consideration of this, our firm has decided to elicit investments for this up-and-coming company. As a part of our services, we'll even handle all the transactions and such on your behalf. Hey, just like the client said. From the way he's talking, there's probably other victims out there. And it's about time we made our move. Here goes nothing. You don't mind if I ask a few questions, do you? Not at all. Please ask whatever you like. No, and how do I use the information we've got to make him expose himself as a fraud? Maybe we'll ask about technology released in order to go public. If they're going public, then Soltech must have shown off some kind of tech. Can you tell me more about what they're making? Oh yeah, certainly. Of course we're very aware. It's the satellites. But there are many different parts, such as frame construction, reaction control systems, communication devices, and so on. I happen to know the frame in particular is being made by the Marduk company. So which part of the satellite technology was developed by Soltech in particular? It was, let me see. Oh yes, the main engine. Prometheus 4 does not have a main engine, it only has a reaction control device. Final orbit is achieved via an apogee kick motor connected to the fairing. To the best of my knowledge, Soltech was working on something related to insulation. Yes, that's right, it was for insulation, to protect the satellite from the heat of the rocket's propulsion. No, the fairing is what's protecting the satellite from the heat of the rocket and the atmospheric friction. Soltech was working on a cover to guard the precision equipment against the variable temperature in space. This industry's got everyone's eye on it, so how could you not know about technology that's been made public? My apologies, it's just there's so much technical information I got a little confused. May I ask a question as well? Please do. So where do we push next? Need for satellite technology in the future, the timing of going public. Just when is Soltech going public? The more business side of things, huh? We believe it will be sometime this month. And shouldn't there have been a heads up at the beginning of this fiscal year? The timing is suspiciously close to Startaker's announcement. I can't help but feel it's a little too early, considering they were involved in this national security project. They may have been considering it in anticipation of the public unveiling of Project Startaker. By that stage, the initial satellite wouldn't even have launched. They wouldn't have been able to prove themselves. But even now, no one knows how the schedule might fluctuate. Just yesterday, the second launch was moved up. And there seems to be only more undisclosed information about the project. Can they really go public at a time like this? It seems to me that they would wait until the project is completed and they've already proven themselves before looking to the future. Erg, unfortunately, I don't actually work for Soltech. It appears to me that you doubt this investment opportunity. In which case, perhaps this business venture simply isn't for you. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? We're not finished yet. We actually have a few more questions we need to ask. Such as what the relationship is with Marduk, and so on. You know, I don't think we've even asked the name of your brokerage firm yet. You can tell us that much, can't you? It's Keith Securities. Gotcha, then we'll ask your company the rest of our questions directly. Who's Keith? Hold on a sec, why is it we're getting no hits for any brokerage with that name? You're busted, buddy, you damn swindler. If you really want to fool us, then you should have done your research. Tish, so this is how it ends, huh? Now, we wouldn't mind just turning you in to the police. But we were actually asked to get back the Mira. So why don't we make a deal? Instead of us selling you to people who are a lot scarier than police, you just return a Mira you took from your hands. Just what do you intend to do it to me? Which of my connections should I use to scare him? Which group's name should I use, Marduk or the CID? What are you doing is kind of interfering with both the Verne Company and Marduk. And from what I hear, Marduk's been collecting criminals as part of a danger management initiative. Nagisa was captured because of that, huh? At least for the choices I made in the previous game. Who knows what kinds of experiments they're carrying out? Ha, some bluff. There's no way someone like you is in touch with Marduk. Pardon the late introduction, but I work as a concierge for the Marduk Company. If I make the arrangements, it'll be no trouble to taking you into custody and finding an appropriate use for you. What? Alright, fine. I'll return the mirror I took, so please just turn me over to the police. Hey, you've got yourself a deal. The group then watched as the scammer took the mirror from his account and passed it over to Van. Once that was done, they immediately handed him over to police. 2SP? I simply cannot thank you enough. It's hard to believe you were able to get all my money back for me. If we couldn't do that much, then there's nobody bar coming to us instead of the police or guild. We've taken brief notes about Solitech and the scam artists and provided them to you. I hope they will be of help. Yeah, just trying to do something this careless again, alright? Getting your name passed around by scammers as an easy mark is just lame. If you're going to invest, then make sure you do your due diligence. And don't be so quick to believe the promises of strangers. Keep that in mind and things will get better for you. Huh, you got me there. Well, take this lesson to heart and make sure you keep your wits about you, especially during booms like these. Oh, I will. I have definitely learned my lesson. Well, now I've got my mirror back, I should deposit it as soon as I can. Thanks again. Ooh, it was a good thing we managed to solve this, but it was just a regular old scam. Indeed, that man was the kind to pull a wide variety of grifts without taking the time to do the research. It does not appear to have anything to do with the current situation. That said, it's nice that we were able to confirm that Marduk and the Burning Company are both related to the project, and that there's no room for outsiders to weasel their way into tech development. Could it be useful information when it comes to future space program related problems? Which means it wasn't all for nothing. Now let's get back to it.
That takes care of that.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Chaos up already.
Check out their extensive selection.
Thank you so much. I learned my lesson. From now on, no more investing until I've done my research and looked before leaping.
Welcome to the Trion Mall.
Thanks for tuning in to the Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon.